Okay. I'll call the town board meeting to order on May 12th, 2020. We're not going to pledge the flag since it's not present. The town board held a regular town board meeting on this date via teleconference using Zoom with a YouTube live stream to the public due to the novel coronavirus COVID-19 emergency state and federal bans on large meetings or gatherings, and pursuant to Governor Cuomo's Executive Order 202.1 issued on March 12, 2020, suspending the open meetings law. Via Zoom present were, okay, we'll do a roll call. Who's all here? Town IT consultant Fred Chicane managing the technical aspects of Zoom. There was no audience participation. Members of the public may view the board meeting as it is live streamed on the town board video page on Town of Clinton website. So at this time, I'm going to do a roll call vote to assure we have a quorum. Supervisor Oberly here. Councilman Giuliano.
Here.
Councilman Witten.
Here, sorry.
Okay. Councilman Michael.
Here.
Councilwoman Cunningham.
Here.
Town Clerk Mackin.
Here.
We have a quorum, so we can conduct the business. Okay. You didn't write in here, now I should do supervisor's comments. You left it out.
They come after, Ray?
After, no.
Yeah. They do. They come after the minutes. They follow. If you want to just do the minutes and your comments can follow.
Oh, they're on the next page. That's why I didn't see it. Okay, my mistake. It was on the next page. That's why I didn't see it. Okay, approval of minutes. We got essentially two sets of minutes we're going to approve. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 14, 2020 regular town board meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Okay, roll call vote as to how you vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano.
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one is I make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 7th, 2020 special executive meeting town board. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano.
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. Now we do my comments. Okay. Now I found them. Okay. This is a reminder that the town complex is still closed for walk-ins. The staff will be working from home if possible and under occasionally in the office. To contact the staff, send an email, phone call, fax, use the drop box on the town hall porch, or mail them a letter. The highway crew is working full staffed to do road maintenance and remove trees blocking the roads due to the recent windstorm. Court is also closed, but if you have a vehicle and traffic ticket, you can mail your fine monies to the court for processing. Grievance day is still on schedule for May 27th, with the tentative assessment roll being available on May 1st. The day will be conducted on Zoom, so contact the office 845-266-8179 for details or visit the town webpage. This is a 2020 census reminder. Things are not moving ahead very fast on this thing, unfortunately. This is the reminder that you should have received a mailing from the census organization with your personal ID that is to be used to complete your census information by online computer. telephone, or paper form. To date, around 50% of the people in Dutchess County have completed the census registration. Due to the COVID-19 virus, the census schedule has been delayed. On April 8th, 2020, the census started mailing out questionnaires to those residents who have not replied yet. Now, if you have a post office box, you're probably going to get one of these things because they normally do your registration is by your house address, not by your mailing address. So they hope to have census personnel start to track down the people who haven't completed their census registration. Please make every effort to register for the census, since much of the New York State and Dutchess County funds are distributed by the federal government on the basis of population collected during the census. And as you probably gathered, things are rapidly changing. We are not following the standard timings or formats always that we did in the past year. So I encourage the residents to sign up for free electronic email service MailChimp so you can quickly get information on activities and other information directly. No waiting for the newspaper to come, mail to arrive, or having to search the internet or town's webpage for information. To quickly sign up, go to the town's webpage, and in the upper right side top line, click on subscribe, fill in the requested information. During the time of the COVID-19, information changes weekly and sometimes daily. This way you'll be quickly informed of the changes. This is a reminder about the parks. Due to the COVID-19 virus pandemic, the recreation parks are closed for these types of activities, and they'll probably close for a while yet. You cannot have special gatherings like birthdays, graduation, company parties, etc., and group activities, baseball, soccer, volleyball, whatever. You may walk, jog, or sit and observe nature, but you must maintain the social distance of 6 feet between people during these activities. You should also be wearing a face mask since you are out in public areas. And the parks are Francis J. Park, the Friends Park, and the Little League ball field up here by the Town Hall complex. Late highway news, just got in this afternoon, is the highway crew will be doing asphalt shimming of Browning Road on Monday and Tuesday, May 18th and 19th. There can be delays, so use alternate routes for those 2 days. Shimming means they put asphalt down and grade it with a mower so that when they put another coat on, either oil and stone or macadam, it's more level across the surface. The other one is during the first week of June, blacktopping will be done on Hibernia Road from the town line to Taconic State Parkway. Again, there will be delays, so best to use alternate routes for those days. Town Judge James Brands withdrew his request to not be paid while the court is closed during the COVID restrictions. So that's all I got. So we're on new business. There was no old business that I had left. Just to formalize the fact that we're not having public comments during these town board meetings. We're trying to effectively move them along quite quickly. It's primarily looking to do appointments and finance actions like pay bills and things like that. I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves there being no public comments during town board meetings until further notice effective April 14th, 2020. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Well, my mistake, we do roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano.
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, Nancy has the next one.
Yeah, we had some unfinished business that I did not address at the April meeting. So this pertains to Ryan Mackin, who was a winter seasonal employee. That term ended the end of April. I need to make a motion to be able to pay him for the month of April, and then he can move on to other seasonal work. So I make a motion to continue to appoint Ryan Mackin as a winter seasonal employee from April 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2020 at the rate of $13.10 per hour.
Is there a second?
Dean Michael,
Giuliano,
second.
second.
Any further discussion? Roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one is approved tourism resolution. This was a request from the tourism trying to get more support for their activities over the summer and stuff. With this COVID virus restrictions and all, things are getting tough for them to even get out and get the word. So it's just a standard resolution. It costs us nothing and we're not involved in doing anything. I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves the resolution of 2020 titled Tourism Resolution. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Next one is
Cunningham.
Cunningham. Okay,
Aye.
motion carried. Okay, the next one is, it's part of the process of being in this unusual situation of the COVID restrictions. This was a resolution I wrote to put together a designation of essential workers in the town of Clinton. When we get into discussion, I'll briefly describe it, but I just want the motion to get it on the table. Make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves the resolution of 2020 titled Defining an Essential Worker in the Town of Clinton Under COVID Restrictions. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Okay. Now I'll just go through this thing here. Just got to get the right one. Oh, here it is. Okay. What it essentially does is it says all the employees of the town are considered essential workers, except for the rec park gate guard, lifeguards, and children's summer camp staff. Now, they can be appointed later on, but right now they're not in business. They're not doing anything. So it's just procedural, has nothing to do with anything else right now until we decide, are we doing summer camp, swimming, and all that stuff. And then what it does is it defines the restrictions that apply. Basically, as I said previously, to contact the staff, you have several options: telephone, email, regular mails, drop box on the porch, appointments, and fax. And anybody coming to visit the office staff and all must have a mask on. If you don't have a mask, we're not talking to at all, but you got to have an appointment. The doors are locked and we don't know who's out there. And essentially it said the highway crew, this started this past Monday, in other words, yesterday, and the rest of the staff starts on the 18th. So that's in summary what it is. It's a big list of people, but it's all the offices and departments, including custodians and park directors and maintenance people, things like that too. So that's what that contains. And as things change in the future, we can modify the list and do whatever's appropriate, but this is probably good for at least 2 to 4 weeks. And then we'll see what's happening at the county and state level.
Are the town board members listed under, like, are they included in the supervisor's office or something? Because we're the only ones that I notice aren't on the list.
Thank
No,
you
I
for
didn't.
saying that, Mike. I see
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, I'll add it. I'm sorry. Good catch. Gets hard to keep track of where everybody is. Yeah. So, okay, we added that. Any other comments? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Let me find where we are. Okay, Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham. Cunningham,
Nancy?
I said
Nancy?
aye. I said aye.
Oh, you did? Okay, motion carried. Now we do resignations and appointment. Nancy's got something here.
Well, before you get to that, I mean, since we didn't have a line item for reports, I do have a report. Should I do it after Nancy or before Nancy, or?
Why don't we just hold it and do it at the very end where it says other comments?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have something too.
Okay. I'm just, yeah,
Okay,
I'm just
so,
trying not to get it so involved that people are spending hours listening to all these reports. They'll all be attached to the town board minutes. So, I mean, we're not hiding them. We're just not going to read them all.
No problem.
Okay, Nancy, do your seasonal.
okay, I have a resignation. The seasonal maintenance person that we recently hired for the rec park has resigned. So I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Tom O'Brien as seasonal maintenance person effective May 7th.
7th or 6th?
May 7th, I made a correction.
Oh, okay.
The letter is dated the 7th.
Okay.
Carol knows that already.
Okay, I just don't want to put it in here.
Right.
Okay, is there a second?
Giuliano, second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Nancy,
All right.
motion carried.
The
Okay,
next one, I have an appointment to replace the seasonal maintenance worker in the park. I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Wyatt Kelly as seasonal maintenance person for 24 hours per week with a term in office of starting of May 13th through October 30th at the rate of $14.50 per hour.
is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham,
Aye.
motion carried.
We also have, at our special meeting this month, we interviewed for the building inspector position, and we did select an individual. So I'd like to make a motion to make that formal. I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Michael Cosenza as a part-time building inspector effective May 13, 2020 for 16 hours a week at the rate of $24 per hour.
Is there a second?
Giuliano, second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham.
All right.
Motion carried. Approval of warrants.
I make a resolution, be it resolved, the town board approves the May general fund warrant vouchers number 184 through 233, totaling $45,178.94, and the May highway fund warrant vouchers number 94 through 109, totaling $20,400.52.
Is there a second?
Giuliano, second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, let's do the roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Let's see here. Now it's a resolution to move money, so we balance the account. Primarily what it is to add new account codes based on the costing of the virus expenses so that we can hopefully get some reimbursement through FEMA on it. So that's what this is. I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the board approves the resolution of 2020, a motion to move funds at the May 12th, 2020 town board meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, aye.
Any discussion? All, okay, roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, the next is the supervisor's report. Now, you forgot one on here. You just write it in. Now, what happened was we weren't approving them. We just acknowledged the existence of them up until now. We had to finish the AUD, which ends the record keeping for 2019. In other words, it's the financial business report like you would see in a normal business. So once that's finalized, then it ripples through January, February, March, and April. So that's why we have all of these to approve at one time. I make a motion that the town board approves December 2019. That's the end of the year. And then January, February, March, April 2020, final supervisor reports. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any discussion? Roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano.
Aye.
Okay. Witten.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, here's where we can tuck in your comments. Now it says other. We'll just tuck them right there.
Mine's pretty quick if you want me to go, Dean.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine, we just had a library board meeting last night, and I wanted to acknowledge two changes in the library board. Elliot Werner was appointed, and then Matthew Pfister, who's been a longtime president of the library board and was there from the whole reorganization of the library, stepped down last night. It was a long planned move. It wasn't a surprise, but I wanted to thank him for his years of service. He, in fact, extended his term several times. And he is being replaced by Mary Pat Sternberg, so wish her luck. End of report.
You mean she's being replaced as the president?
Yeah,
or
she's
as-
replacing, Mary Pat is stepping in as the president of the board.
Okay. Okay, just want to be sure because she was on the board before. That's why I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah, she was the vice president, and I don't
Yeah.
think they've named a vice president yet.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Okay, Dean?
So the planning board did meet last Tuesday via the Zoom meeting. And while I don't have the full details, I can basically talk about, there was two variances that were both approved, one on 304 Clinton Avenue and one on 53 Lake Pleasant Drive. They were both referred over to the zoning board of appeals for variances. And then there was the one application for Long Pond Campground, part of Omega, which they also approved that permit. More of the interesting point that I wanted to bring up was some of the difficulties in the residents trying to connect with Zoom. So one of the suggestions was that the meeting would actually, Fred would actually open the meeting for people to log in 15 minutes beforehand, so that people would have an opportunity to make sure that their connection was okay. I assume that the person that was trying to connect was using a desktop that did not have a microphone or a camera, but just didn't know enough to know that he needed a camera and a microphone. So he did end up calling in, and so it was taken care of by, a phone call. But so one of the only thing I'm trying to bring up is the fact that the suggestion was that Fred was going to open up the meeting 15 minutes earlier, let the people make sure that they could connect, and then put them back out into like a lobby, so that whoever was on the agenda at that time wouldn't be interrupted by anybody else.
Okay, thank you.
Ray, I have something
Sure.
also. Ray?
Yep.
I just want to talk a little bit about the parks. I'm sure many of you know that the gates have been locked at Cranmark Park, and we are going to open them up this coming week. We will have signs to instruct everybody what's allowed and what is not. And primarily, it's what you said originally for now, Ray, and that is jogging, walking. We'll move the picnic tables far enough apart, so if everyone adheres to the 6 feet and the masks, they could actually use the picnic tables, but there will be no activities other than that in the park. Currently, we're looking at all the programs that we go on and the use of the pavilion, and it's not official, but chances are we will not be able to accommodate any of those for this season. But we will make that decision long before our next board meeting. And that'll also apply to the other parks as well. So, and I would like to ask one thing of the town council people or everyone that's listening. We have to, as we prepare to open the whole town, okay? I would ask people to, especially the council people, to email me where they think signs, appropriate directions, appropriate marks, shields, whatever are appropriate for the COVID-19, so we can open and be compliant to everything. I'm charged to kind of do all that, but I need input from everybody to make that happen so that we keep the public safe as well as the staff. Okay?
Okay.
Got it.
Anybody else? Okay, so I make a motion that the town board adjourns the meeting. Is there a second?
Me, Michael, second.
Roll call. Oberly, aye. Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll be repeating the next town board meeting in June with the Zoom and YouTube. So see you then. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Hi, everybody.
Aye.